Its waters have nourished the cradle of civilizations and fed the world's greatest religion for millennia. It has been called the father of rivers. Witness the most fascinating and untold story of Sindhu, the river Indus. Come join us on an epic journey through 11,000 years of history, geography, and culture. Come travel with us. 2,000 miles with mighty Indus.
Hello everyone, you're watching Drop. This is Asad.
This is Noor.
I am Dawar.
As the saying goes, Indian nationalism rests on the mighty shoulders of Shah Rukh Khan and Sachin Tendulkar. That is how integral cricket and cinema are for Indian national unity. Today on the show, we'll be focusing on the Indian cinema. And the main question for today, whether the cinema industry has been bending over backwards in trying to appease the right-wing extremist nationalist politicians.
So we definitely do see a trend of politicization in Bollywood. I would say there are notable exceptions to this pattern, but the number of movies being made, the kind of cinema that we're seeing in the recent months is definitely showing this trend of polarization, I would say. And well, the ruling incumbent party, I would say they have been using it as an excellent tool for PR and their campaign. So I would agree with that. And
movies like Accidental Prime Minister
exactly,
coming
movies
out.
like Uri, movies like the Modi biopic, which was banned, of course, at the right time, because it was in the midst of in the midst of election season. You can't expect to release such a movie, which is glorifying a leader who is in power right now.
So, drawing upon what Noor has been trying to say, I would like to extend it to whether there is this genuine nationalist tendency growing in these Bollywood filmmakers and actors, or do you guys believe that this is just an industry that seizes as a great opportunity to make a lot of money out of it? So,
well, I certainly think that it's an opportunity to make money, and a great example of this would be Nawazuddin Siddiqui. You have on one side he's doing Manto, playing this role of a huge peacemaker, trying to talk about the atrocities of partition, trying to unite both sides. And on the other hand, he's also playing Bal Thackeray, who is known to be, he's the founding member of Shiv Sena and all of that. So it's basically actors trying to come in, make money out of this emotive country right now. You have 900 million people going out to vote, and whoever is voting watches their television. So television, media, corporate interests all playing into the hands of this one Hindu nationalist party, and at the center of it you have their prime minister.
also, what is important to note is that this is not the first time that we are seeing nationalist movies being made in Bollywood. They have always have this tendency. I mean, we have the entire era of Amir Khan making these wholesome nationalist movies, if you were to say, which kind of talked about post-colonial nationalism, movies like Lagan, movies like Rang De Basanti, movies like Mangal Pandey, a terrible movie, but still, you can see the intent was good. So, what do you guys think what is it that has changed so radically that we are seeing this shift, that we have come to a point where we are seeing such hyper nationalists to the point of toxic movies like Udi being made in this by the same industry?
So, Bollywood is a very large industry. You have North Indians watching Hindi, Urdu movies, you have Tamil movies. So, you have Bengali movies being made in the East as well. So, I think those sort of movies, Lagan and Mangal Pandey, Rang De Basanti, they even catered to our audience. They were watched in Pakistan and people felt an association with them.
Exactly.
But these movies, Udi, the biopic, they sort of depict the aspirations of a certain audience, and that audience, I would say, even within Bollywood, it's very, very divided. So you have actors and directors wanting all of this, then you have people who rigidly hate this, and you have rare examples of Nasiruddin Shah coming out and speaking against it.
Exactly.
But again, when there's money to be made, people will go to any extent they want.
Anything to add to that, Noor?
I do think that this politicization of media, it's problematic for a number of reasons. I'd like to say that the creative liberty, the space for creative independence, the film industry is seriously risking that, because if they cave into this political ideology, and I think that what you were talking about, to add to that, that the people who follow the dominant narrative, they are getting a space, a platform to speak about it. But I do feel that the space for dissent overall is decreasing.
Which brings me to the next point. I mean, 5 years ago, we see movies like Haider coming out from this industry. Do you think that there's virtually no space anymore for movies like that to be made by this industry anymore?
This reminds me that in the 1950s, you have the Red Scare in the USA, you have McCarthyism, you have Ronald Reagan, who was an actor at that point, and John Wayne as well, as spokesman of the Actors Guild. And whichever writer even wrote a single line about socialism would be casted out of the entire industry. So you have similar mood in India right now. People who want to dissent, people who want to talk about certain very, very crucial issues are being pushed away.
They're being silenced.
They're
And
being
I think
silenced.
it has been carried out very successfully.
Well, that will be it from our side. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.